Hi guys, this is Vinney Chopra back again with Apartment Syndication Made Easy. Also assisted livings now, Made Easy. My book is coming out, Senior Living Investing Made Easy, my third book. The first one, of course, Apartment Syndication Made Easy on Amazon. Positivity brings profitability. And then now the third one. I've got a great guest with me today, Maria. Hi, Maria. Maria Quattrone from Philadelphia. I'm in San Francisco area.
Hi,
Many of
Vinny.
you know that. Nice to meet you. How are
Yeah,
you?
so great to meet you. Thank you so much for the
You
opportunity
bet.
today.
To-
San
Totally.
Francisco is one of my favorite cities.
Oh,
Uh,
I've been
it's a
living here
beautiful
43
place.
years. 43
Oh,
years. And
fantastic.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. My daughter lives in the city. We live in Danville, Black Hawk Country Club, which is outside San Francisco. Our son lives in Oakland. But we are here for a very special episode, guys. And, Maria is going to share with her golden nuggets, how she got. Maria, tell us, what's your start and how you got into real estate and into brokerage and I'm a broker myself in California. I don't know if you knew that. Since 2004, I've been a broker, but
Okay.
I never sold or bought anything. I
Oh,
just
so
used that.
you use that for what?
I just used it for being a best syndicator in the country. So I could
Oh,
talk to brokers, listing age brokers. I most of the time I buy from listing brokers. That has served me very well. They will know the name of the property and the address. They'll give it to me while they are at the napkin for
ah,
breakfast or lunch. So
ah,
tell us more about you, please. Yeah,
that's
it's your
great. That's great. I love that. So I'm born and raised Philadelphian. Prior to being in real estate, I got it in 2004. An advertising account executive for a group of radio stations. So I sold
Mhm.
radio advertising and marketing programs to small, mid-size, and large businesses here in Philadelphia and in the metro market. And
Mhm.
after 11 years of that, I decided in year 10 to go ahead and get my real estate license. Made the decision in
Mhm.
'03, started in '04. And then I did both the real estate and the radio until February '05. And that's when I went into real estate with only the one career. I would never say
Ah,
that I was part time because my first year in real estate, which was from March through December, I
uh-huh.
sold 17 properties.
Oh, good.
And
Ah,
it
mm,
was, a time when it was pretty, it wasn't as easy as it is today to sell 17 properties because we have tools like DocuSign and a lot of other things that in the internet,
mhm,
you weren't really emailing people back then either. And if you had to write a contract, you had to come into the office or you had to go meet them at a coffee shop or something.
mhm,
So there's many tools today to allow for much more production to happen. But in year
mhm.
two, which is in my first year with only one career, I closed around 38 transactions,
God,
and it
good,
was like
good.
8 million and change. And then I went to like 50 and then 75 and then
Nice,
over
nice.
100.
I love it.
So yeah, we know how
So
to.
let me ask you a question then. This is very important for everybody listening. How did you do so well? And how did you grow each year? Take us back. Take us back. Was it the attitudinal shift? Was it, your team? Uh, I'll let you, answer that, right? How did
So
you grow so fast? Yeah.
yeah, so it's a great question. I mean, I hit the ground running because I had sales experience and business
Hmm.
acumen already
Hmm.
from being in radio sales. When I was in radio, I'd have to call 100 people to get 10 appointments, so maybe close two.
Hmm.
So the conversions were much, much smaller.
Hmm.
And if you could talk to business people about giving you money, their personal money to advertise, you can figure out how to sell somebody a house or rent them a house or lease them a house or whatever. So,
Sure.
or even buy an investment property. So what
Yeah.
happened was when I got into the industry, I wanted to know how you got the listing because I'm like, how do you get these listings? These
Mm-hmm.
buyers take a lot of time. How do I get the listings? Listings I figured out very quickly are leverage. And
Mm-hmm.
so I started to call expired listings, and I became the queen of expired listings. I
Wow.
and I
Very
would
good.
take
Yeah.
and what happened, I was taking listings like in areas that were still very, very young in gentrification. And
Mhm.
so I attracted a lot of investors. So then I was big on selling investors, building for adaptive reuse, ground for ground up new construction,
Mhm.
buildings, warehouses for condo conversions or apartment conversions. And then the business changed a bit, and there wasn't as many opportunities. They started to
Mhm.
shrink because this was going on for well over a decade and a half. So then you
Mm.
pivot, right? And you find
Yep. Yep.
yeah. So
Mhm.
then that part dried up and then you pivot. But in 2013, I left the company that I was with for almost 8 years, and I bought a Remax franchise and
Mhm.
opened a brokerage company, which, was a very actually difficult thing to do. Um,
Mhm.
and it's still challenging 10 years later. It's almost 10 years. It's still challenging. It takes a lot of energy to grow. And for actually, in the beginning of it, I was doing recruiting and bringing new
Mhm.
agents in. And then in
Mhm.
2016, I was extremely disappointed. The agents
Mm.
that I brought in weren't doing really anything. And one by
Not
one, they kept
much.
leaving. They kept leaving the
I
business,
see. Yeah.
right?
Wow.
Not even me, just the business. Some of them probably left
Yeah.
me too.
Mhm.
But they left the industry, and I said, I have to get back into selling full time
Mhm.
because otherwise the ship's going down.
I know. Yes. 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 You
So in
got.
17, I started getting back into selling full time. And then my listing partner, Dara, and I, and Lisa, and a couple other folks, we were closing a couple hundred units a year with just a very small,
Meeting me,
um,
darling. So sorry.
just a very small amount of people.
Huh.
And then during pandemic, I decided that I wanted to grow the company again. So here we go again, trying to grow the
Wow. So
company.
last 4 years have been real big focus for your next growth. Yeah.
Yes. And it's hard,
Wow. Mhm.
right? It's challenging to get people
It
to do what
is.
they need to do to be successful. So
Yeah.
I'm all about inspiration, aspiration, telling them the truth,
Hope.
what's
Yeah,
required,
exactly. Mhm. Mhm.
getting, real transparent with them, accountability. But I find in general, a lot of people in real estate generally, they don't treat it like a full-time career. It's more
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
an anytime career.
Yeah.
Well, if I feel like working today, I mean, I wouldn't even say part-time. I would say full-time or anytime.
Anytime. I like that word. Yeah. A lot of people want to reach success very fast. I mean, that's what I come across. A lot of people say, "Oh, how did you do it?" or "How did you do it?" Right? And they want it microwave, I call it, success quickly. But nothing comes easy. Rome was not built in a day. You have to put the time and effort and look at it as a business. It's not, it's going to happen overnight. You got to live, breathe, act, all those things, right? Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight. And in fact, whatever your goal is, you need to have a goal that's like a goal, and then a next goal, and the next goal, and next goal. Because if it's just money oriented, then you get
Hmm.
there and then you go, oh, okay, I'm
Yeah.
here. And then you
Yes.
look around like I did, and
Yeah.
nothing changed.
Yeah. For sure.
So things aren't going to change. Money doesn't make things change. What makes change is your own personal development and focusing
Mhm.
on the deep work that all of us humans have to do to get over a lot of
Yes.
BS that happened in our life, and we all have it. And it's up to you to decide whether you're going to blame your parents and hold them in blame, or you're going to take
Yeah.
responsibility and action for your life. It's
Yeah.
your life.
So
You
true.
manifest what you want.
Yep.
So protecting, I don't care what industry you're in, syndication, real estate, mortgage, insurance, protecting your energy, being around the right people, right? Being transparent, telling the truth, educating others. So I started a couple months ago doing a live video stream every single day to educate real estate agents, sellers, buyers, investors, anybody about real estate. From my 20 years experience, my 30 years of sales experience, I got a lot of stuff to say. So I don't
Yes.
hold any, I don't hold any punches back. I give it away for free. I give it away for free. And it's my hope that people will rise up and
Totally.
yeah, and they'll
No,
be
that's fabulous. I'm with you 1000%. And the key thing is if you give people I always say, teacher, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And we got to give forward so that those people who want to take it, they will act on it and get better in personal development or learning any skills and things like that. But the big thing is whatever they want to change, a lot of our regular people are shackled, I call it, in their W2 jobs. I was too. But the thing is, you got to start taking out those shackles out. And that is with adjusting your mindset and getting trained properly. Like you said, you're giving so much every day in the training of these, and people can catch it, and be a good, solid entrepreneur or CEO of their business. Let me ask you a question. If you had to do it over again, how would you have changed it?
which part?
Well, you're right. You pivoted 2, 3 times, and now you're at a space where I believe the same thing too. Like in my case, I will say from multifamily, I've been in it for 14 years, but that has become red ocean because the interest rates hikes and
Oh yeah,
insurance and
they're,
people
they're all
overbidding,
bleeding. Everyone's bleeding, no
bleeding
doubt.
badly. So that's why pivoting into hospitality, where the ADRs, average daily rates, are increasing, and also occupancy is going through the roof at tourist locations. So that's where I've pivoted to with my partners. And then the other thing which I've been trying and getting better at it is the assisted senior living. It could be RAL, residential, or commercial. So those are
Right.
the two pivot things. But in your case, like where you are right now, with the more no sales again, because with the economy, with the interest rates, how has that affected your business? How
Well,
are you taking care? Yeah.
before I answer that, I'm going to answer the
Yes.
question that you asked me.
Yes, please.
And one thing I would change differently is that I would have enjoyed my journey when I was younger in my career more than I did. I was extremely competitive. I was, I compared myself to others, and it's not fair. It's not fair to yourself to compare yourself to others. The only competition that you have is you. And so my goal is to get better every day and to deliver better every day and to continue to inspire, keep my integrity by doing the things I say I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And by doing that, I believe that people will trust me, right?
Yeah.
They trust me. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if I can't do it, I'm going to let you know that I can't do it. Even if it's going to like a party, sometimes you say, oh yeah, I'm going to go. And then you don't go. And then it's kind of not nice, right? Or you say you're going to show up for some event. I've gotten like out of bed, even when I wasn't really ready to get out of bed yet, to go to some 8 a.m., 7:30 a.m. thing because I signed up for it. Nobody would care, by the way, if I didn't go. Really, they want to care. I signed up, so I feel like I have to go. And if I don't go, it's usually I'm like sick or something like that. But I'm not. And then this day and age, you can't go anywhere sick because people think you're infecting them with COVID-19.
Yes, yes, yes. We have come a long way after COVID, that's for sure. But it
Yeah,
has really proven to us that we can accomplish so much business with Zoom meetings, one on one rather than traveling through airports and all. But you're right, personal touch is a little less, but you are able to do a lot more now, in the Zoom meeting, especially in my case, I'm so far away from my properties in Texas and Georgia and Florida and Williamsburg and Tennessee and everything. But Zoom lets you do so much. Let me
right.
ask you a question, last one. Any business books you're reading lately that you might like to, or any apps that you're
So
using? Yeah.
I
Hmm.
am reading Brene Brown's book, Daring Greatly.
Mm-hmm.
I've read parts of it before. I'm also reading a book about Bernie Parent, who was a hockey player and then he
Ah,
became a coach because he
I see.
couldn't play hockey anymore. It was just happened
Mm,
to be at the shore house. So I picked
I
it up
see.
and it's good. It's good. It's about changing your life and
Mm,
about your vision and what is your vision, who you have to become that
mm-hmm,
person. So you
mm-hmm.
have to change who you are to become the best version of yourself to reach the goals that you do want to reach. And they're not going to happen
Love it.
without the change, without you taking action, without your belief and having confidence and still doing
Mm-hmm,
it regardless of whatever's happening around you. And
mm-hmm,
we have to do that. And also, I learned a lot about perspective, about
mm-hmm.
when things happen that are, really hard and bad and just like bring you to tears, that there's a lesson to be learned in that. There's a silver lining. Really, for me, it was one of grace, vulnerability, humility,
Mm-hmm.
and just thinking about things in a different way. So all those things are growth. Like if you look at it and say, well, why me? And say, well, why not me?
Yep.
What is like, well, I'll say, what is God telling me about
Mm-hmm.
what I have to learn here? So what is my learning lesson, right? It's hard to do it while you're in it, but you kind of got to do it while you're in it. And
So true.
it,
So
it will
true.
make it go, it'll make it start to be better, and the bad times don't last forever, and neither do the good times. So you always have to
So
be
true.
prepared for a
Yes.
rainy day, and a rainy day means a lot of crap that you have to deal with. And
For sure.
if we did only had sunny days, we
We wouldn't
wouldn't know what a
appreciate.
blessing a sunny day was.
Yes, so true. So very true.
So
This is very good. Very, very
yeah.
good. All
So
the
the more
nuggets
this,
you've shared.
money doesn't change the fact that
Yeah.
you will still have problems. You will
Hmm.
have bigger problems probably the more money you have in the sense, but they don't go away. And in life, we get paid to solve problems for people.
So
So
true.
that's like, and the more you can solve problems for more people, the more you can scale your business, the more income you can make for you and your family and can give back because the more you make, you can give back to charity, right? You can give back to the community. And that's
Hmm.
all part of what our responsibility here is to do, is to grow to be the best human that we can so that we can help others rise up.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Maria, for really coming on the show. This is fantastic. And a lot of people are going to get so much out of these nuggets. And if you do like it, guys, give 5-star reviews and share this episode with other people who might be, really able to pick up from it. How can people reach you, Maria? Yeah.
Sure. I'm across all networks. Facebook, Instagram. That's my name, Maria Quattrone. LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, now TikTok. I don't.
I know. I know.
Yeah, and
Me
they can
too.
always go to my website, mqrealestate.com. My phone number's
Beautiful.
on there. They can always direct message me on Facebook, Messenger. I'm on there as well. So not very hard to find me. If you Google me, I pop right up.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate that. And we'll see you next episode.